Manchester United's search for a prolific striker has become one of the club's defining stories of the summer transfer window. With Matheus Cunha, Harley Emston-James, Diego Leon, and Enzo Cannabajik already added to the squad, plus a deal in place for Brentford winger Bryan Mbeumo, Ruben Amorim and the United board still recognize a pressing need: an elite centre-forward with the physical and tactical qualities to spearhead a genuine rebuild. Both Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee have been found wanting in delivering consistent goals at the required level, and their shortcomings in key matches have underlined the urgency for a proven alternative. At the heart of United's current strategy is the internal debate around two prominent striker targets: Benjamin Sesko of RB Leipzig and Nicolas Jackson of Chelsea. Each brings something different to the table, and the outcome of this contest will likely shape United's attacking identity for the foreseeable future. The push for Benjamin Sesko is being driven from inside United's recruitment hierarchy, particularly by Christopher Vivel, the club's director of recruitment. Vivel's connection to Sesko runs deep. He previously worked as technical director at RB Leipzig, where he saw firsthand Sesko's acceleration from an exciting prospect to one of the most feared young centre-forwards in Europe. Sesko, standing at 6 feet 5 inches and aptly nicknamed the Beast, possesses a physical profile rarely seen in modern football: tall, powerful, but also blessed with pace and surprising technical finesse. He has proven he can terrorize Bundesliga defenses and is now seen as ready for the next big stage. United have, according to sources, been in regular contact with Sesko's representatives. Crucially, RB Leipzig are open to selling at around £67.3 million, which is both a reflection of Sesko's ceiling and the broader inflation of the striker market. It's a considerable fee, but not prohibitive for United as they juggle the balance between new signings and raising funds through player exits. Vivel is reportedly actively reassuring manager Ruben Amorim that Sesko has the maturity and mentality needed to thrive at Old Trafford, despite concerns regarding the striker's relatively young age. There had initially been skepticism from Amorim, who prefers a more experienced operator to lead the line, but Vivel's advocacy and track record with Sesko have begun to make inroads and allay some doubts within the technical staff. Alongside Sesko, United's attention has shifted to Chelsea's Nicolas Jackson. With Chelsea's squad depth up front and their openness to negotiation, Jackson has risen quickly up United's shortlist. Renowned journalist Fabrizio Romano and several other sources confirmed that Chelsea have outlined the conditions for a possible deal involving the energetic and athletic forward. While Jackson's profile is different, he offers relentless running, positional versatility, and proven Premier League experience. He also represents a player with growth potential rather than a fully realized product. Negotiations around both targets remain in the balance and are closely tied to United's ability to finalize exits. The cases of Marcus Rashford, now gone, Antony, and Jadon Sancho are especially significant. All three have been made available for transfer, and their departures would not only free up funds, but also reduce wage commitments, giving United both the financial and squad space to bring in one or potentially both of their shortlisted strikers. Alejandro Garnacho's situation is also closely intertwined with these discussions. Chelsea retain a long-term interest in the United winger, which could open the door to an innovative swap deal should negotiations for Jackson intensify. United have already begun talking with Jackson's agent, Ali Barat, to explore the mechanics of a transfer and see how a move could best fit for all parties. Vivel's internal influence is critical in the Sesko debate. Having overseen Sesko's development in Germany, he is using his detailed knowledge to push for a deal, emphasizing the forward's maturity, work rate, and natural goal-scoring instincts. He is stressing to Amorim that the striker does possess the maturity required to play for Manchester United, countering any belief that a step up to the Premier League would overwhelm the 22-year-old. However, the final decision on which striker to pursue is not only a technical issue but also a financial and strategic one. United must calculate the opportunity cost of each target. Sesko's transfer requires a substantial upfront investment, with the hope that he can be developed into a future superstar, whereas Jackson might be brought in through a swap or a more modest transfer fee, with Premier League readiness as a selling point. Reports suggest that, as of this week, United's striker shortlist has been whittled down to these two options. Sesko remains the preferred choice for some within the club's sporting structure, but Amorim's preference for experience and proven top-level pedigree still weighs heavily. Vivel is working tirelessly to convince all decision-makers, ensuring Sesko's immense potential is fully appreciated within the club's broader planning. While a third target, Victor Gyökeres, had been fleetingly linked, trusted figures such as Fabrizio Romano have dismissed any serious pursuit, further focusing United's efforts on Sesko and Jackson. Behind the scenes, United's management is assessing every angle, including the potential for a mutually beneficial swap deal, for example involving Garnacho in an arrangement with Chelsea for Jackson. Both clubs recognize the practicality of such deals, given the constraints of the current transfer market and the need for creative player trading. As the striker situation unfolds, broader squad planning continues apace. United's criteria for their new number 9 are clear: physical resilience, the ability to stretch defensive lines, composure under pressure, and, crucially, the mentality to handle the scrutiny that comes with leading the attack at Old Trafford. The club's failure to close a deal for Hugo Ekitike, who is now set to join Liverpool, remains a footnote, further underscoring the importance of getting this summer's striker signing right. Amid these high-level discussions, Amorim's transfer priorities have been largely supported by the board, but there is recognition that the center-forward decision must be made collaboratively, balancing the voices of recruitment specialists like Vivel with the preferences of the coaching staff. Sales remain a central theme, with Antony's likely exit to Spain and a handful of other big contract players on the block. Resolving these will ultimately dictate the club's true financial capacity to execute their preferred move. The situation remains fluid, but most signals now point toward United going all in for one of their two main targets before their US preseason tour. The weeks ahead will likely see intensified negotiations, as United finalize player sales and firm up their offer for either Sesko or Jackson. For supporters and neutrals alike, this transfer saga neatly captures the club's ambition to re-establish itself as an attacking powerhouse, while reflecting the new, cohesive recruitment strategy spearheaded by Amorim and Vivel. United's solution to their long-standing striker dilemma, and the outcome of these pursuits, will define the team's tactical blueprint heading into the new season, and could, for better or worse, become the legacy of this summer's transfer window.